Good morning, Year 5. I am now going to go through with you the answers to the tasks set yesterday. I have pre-prepared the calculations so I can go through them fairly quickly for you. 16 times 24 was first. So 4 times 6 is 24, which is 4 ones and 2 tens. And then 4 times 1 10 is 4 tens. Add those 2 tens, gives me 6 tens. And now I'm going to do my tens. So I'm going to do 2 tens times 6, which is 12 tens. So that's 0 ones, 2 tens and 100. And then 20 times 10 or 2 tens times 1 10 is 200. Add that 100, gives me 300. And I'm going to add them together. 4 and 0 is 4. 6 tens add 2 tens is 8 tens. And 300s add nothing is 300. So there's the answer to the first one. Next one then, 23 times 27. 3 times 7 is 21. 2 tens times 7 is 14 tens, add those 2 is 16 tens. Then I'm going to go on to my tens. 2 tens times 3 is 6 tens, so 0 ones and 6 tens. 2 tens times 2 tens is 400. I don't have any hundreds there already, so I can pop those in. And then I'm going to add them together. 1 and 0 is 1. 6 tens and 6 tens is 12 tens. And 100 add 400 add 100 is 600. There's the answer there. Number 3 then was the same sort of calculation, but the solution was first. As we talked about last week, that doesn't make any difference. So 18 times 22. Now, this one you could do mentally, because if you have a look at what you're actually doing, you're doing 2 lots of 18 and then 20 lots of 18. And hopefully you've spotted there's a relationship between those. So I'm just going to whiz through this then. So 2 times 8 is 16. And 2 times 10 is 20, add 10 is 30. So if 2 times 18 is 36, I already know that if I make one of the numbers 10 times bigger, the answer is going to be 10 times bigger. So the answer is going to be 360. Then I'm going to add them together to give me the answer 396. Okay, moving on to number 4 then. So this was a worded problem. There are 34 children in each class at Fair Oak. If there are 18 classes and they are all full, how many children are there altogether? So same process as before. 4 times 8 first, which is 32. 2 ones and 3 tens. 8 times 3 tens is 24 tens. Add those 3 tens is 27 tens. And then I've got 10 times 4, which is 4 tens. So 0 ones, 4 tens. And then I've got 1 10 times 3 tens, which is 300. And then I'm going to add them together like that to give me the answer 612. Okay, number 5 was a problem. Eva said that to multiply 23 by 57, she just needed to calculate 20 times 50 and 3 times 7. Well, we know from looking at those visual representations yesterday that there are actually 4 calculations that need to be done. So I've just put that she needed to also do 3 times 50 and 20 times 7. Number 6, Farmer Ron's field and Farmer Annie's field. Dora thinks they have the same area because there's just one number difference in each. Let's work it out then. So of course, to find the area of a rectangle, we do need to multiply the length by the width. So let's do that. 5 times 3 is 15, 1 10 and 5 ones. 5 times 5 tens is 25 tens. Add that 1 10, it's 206 tens. And then we're doing 20 times 3, so 2 tens times 3 is 6 tens. So 0 ones, you may have noticed there's always 0 in the ones there because we're multiplying by tens, and 6 tens. And then 2 tens times 5 tens is 20 times 50, which is 1,000. Be careful here, it's not 100, that'll be 2 lots of 50. It's 20 lots of 50, which is 1,000. And then we'll add that together like this. So Farmer Ron's field is 1,325 metres squared. Farmer Annie's field then, 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 5 tens is 30 tens. Add that 1 10 is 31 tens. 2 tens times 2 is 4 tens. 0 ones again. 2 tens times 5 tens, we already talked about, is 1,000. So 1,000 and no hundreds. And then let's add them together. So Farmer Annie's field is 1,352 metres squared. So they're very similar numbers, but they are not the same. So I do not agree with Dora. Today we are going to apply our understanding of multiplication to another area of learning, which is calculating the area of rectangles and compound shapes. So I've just prepared a little visual for you, just to remind you why, when we calculate the area of a rectangle, we do length times width. So in this visual, I've drawn the same rectangle in both. The length is 6 centimetres and the width is 4 centimetres. And this time I've colour coded it to show you that it's 4 lots of 6, because remember, the area is the amount of space inside a shape. So this is 4 lots of 6, which is 4 times 6 is 24, meaning the area of that shape is 24 centimetres squared. Now on this visual, I've done columns to show you that we could also do 6 lots of 4, remembering that multiplication is commutative, so you can do it either way round. So 6 lots of 4, or 6 times 4 is 24, giving you the same answer, 24 centimetres squared. So now I've got a couple of examples to go through with you. So the first one is a very straightforward rectangle. Please bear in mind on your task sheet that the shapes are not drawn to scale. And neither are they on this one. So to find the area of this rectangle, I need to multiply the length by the width. So I need to do 23 times 6. And 6 lots of 3 is 18, which is 1 10 and 8 ones. And 2 tens times 6 is 12 tens. Add that 1 10 is 13 tens. So the area of this shape is 138. And because this is metres, it's 138 metres squared. Okay, the next one then, same thing, length 46, width of 8. So we just do a straightforward multiplication calculation there. Of course, all of this is going to always be much, much easier if you know your times tables. And a reminder, there is a battle on Times Tables Rockstars for you to help you practice. Okay, ones first then. 6 times 8 is 48, which is 4 tens and 8 ones. And then we've got 4 tens times 8, which is 32 tens. Add those 4 tens gives us 36 tens, which gives us the answer 368. So the area of this shape is 368 metres squared. Now this one is slightly different because it's a compound shape. So thinking back to the work we did on perimeter, I'm going to divide the shape into 2 rectangles. Now I could have done my dotted line here, either way is fine. I've chosen to do it this way. So I'm going to call this A and this B, and I'm going to work out the areas separately and then add them together. So we'll do A first. The length of A is 53 metres and the width is 9. So 53 times 9. Now I could do that by doing 53 times 10 and then taking 53 away. Because we're practicing multiplication, I'm going to do it this way. So 3 times 9 is 27, 2 tens and 7 ones. 5 tens times 9 is 40 tens. Add those 2 tens is 42 tens, which is 427. And then B, it's got a length of 24 metres and a width of 5 metres. Don't be put off by this extra width here. You don't need that one for this bit. So 24 times 5. I can do 24 times 5 in my head because I know that timesing by 5 is the same as timesing by 10 and then halving it. So 24 times 10 would be 240, and then half that will give you 120. Just to show you that you don't always have to do a written method. And then I need to add these two together. So 427 add 120 makes a total of 547. So the area of this shape is 547 metres squared. Okay, here is a copy of the task that we would like you to do today. If you keep the video rolling, there is a slightly zoomed in version of each one for you. I know it is quite difficult to do these sorts of activities when you're looking at a screen, but please try your best to give it a go. And then I will be back tomorrow with the answers and your weekly challenge.